Call to order a regular meeting for the Normal Town Council for February 4th, 2019. Please call the roll.
Mayor Coos,
Here.
Mr. Fritzen, Mr. McBride,
Here.
Mrs. Cummings, Mrs. Lorenz,
Here.
Mr. Preston,
Here.
Mr. McCarthy.
Here.
We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Representative Dan Brady, who's joining us tonight for 5 or 10 minutes on this very short agenda. Thank you for coming, Dan. First item of business tonight will be the omnibus agenda items considered routine in nature and will be taken with one vote unless a council member would like to pull an item for discussion. Mr. McBride?
I'd like to pull item D, please.
Move approval?
Second.
Items for consideration or approval of the minutes of the budget work session special meeting of January 17th, 2019. Approval of minutes of the regular meeting of January 22nd, 2019. Approval of town of normal expenditures for payment as of January 31st, 2019. A resolution waiving the formal advertising requirement and authorizing the sale of two 2012 Labrie side-load garbage trucks to the city of Kewanee, Illinois, in the amount of $260,000. Please call the roll.
Mr. McBride,
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz,
Aye.
Mr. Preston,
Aye.
Mr. McCarthy,
Aye.
Mayor Coos.
Aye. The omnibus is approved with the exception of item D, an ordinance abating the levy of 2018 property taxes for special service area number 1.
Move approval.
Thank you. Mr. McBride?
Just, this is one of those, it seems there's maybe a little confusion publicly about this, and it is something that is rather routine we do every year, so I was hoping maybe you or perhaps Mr. Hune could get on the public record a thumbnail sketch of exactly what this is.
Absolutely. Thank you for that opportunity. And Mr. Hune's going to explain briefly the SSA and what this action is tonight for council.
Thank you. Yes, Councilman McBride, it's correct. This is an annual event for the town. In terms of some background, the shops at College Hills were redeveloped back in the early 2000s. As part of that redevelopment plan, bonds were issued that are responsibility of the developer to pay. And what the town did is essentially, in part of the redevelopment plan, as revenues generated from that district and sales tax, that money goes into essentially a bank account and accumulates over the year. Then at the end of the year, we see how much money is in the bank account per the bond covenant, which is as of February 1st. We have to do it every single year, and then we compare what's cash is in the account from the rebate of sales tax, and compare that to the debt service payment that's coming up. And the difference in that is a tax levy on the property owner of those businesses. So if there's a shortfall from what is available to pay the debt service and what's coming as sales tax, a levy takes over and covers that gap. This happens every single year. It's almost, will be 2024 is the last payment for this bond issue. It's $5.5 million originally. So what's before you tonight simply states that as of February 1st, 2019, there was $817,000 in the account. There are some reserve requirements for that money, so we need to pull that aside. We look at what the debt payment's going to be coming up and compare that to what's available in the cash account. And then if there's enough to pay that, then we would debate all of it. But there's a shortfall, so we still need to do a levy on just that property. So that levy is directed towards that property owner. They pay the entire amount. We take the cash and make the debt service payment on their behalf.
Thank you.
Further on this item? Please call the roll.
Thank you, Andrew.
Mrs. Lorenz,
Aye.
Mr. Preston,
Aye.
Mr. McCarthy,
Aye.
Mr. McBride,
Aye.
Mayor Coos.
Aye. The ordinance is approved. There are no general orders or new business tonight. Before taking a motion for adjournment, are there comments or concerns?
Yes. Sorry, I just have a couple things that I wanted to mention. One is that, actually, both are associated with events in Uptown this Thursday. The first one is that the Normal Theater is going to be showing the film Blind Spotting for free. So anyone can come watch that movie at 7 o'clock Thursday evening at the Normal Theater. It's part of an MLK Day and Black History Month celebration. And the movie includes a post-show discussion about the film, the issues it addresses, and local implications. A local University High School graduate, Chris Harding, produced the film that opened the 2018 Sundance Film Festival. So that's very exciting that we have an opportunity to show that movie for free to the community on Thursday. The other thing that's happening in Uptown is Uptown Covered in Chocolate from 4 to 7 p.m. So you could go do that and then go to the movie. So lots of exciting things happening in Uptown this Thursday.
Great. Thank you. Motion for adjournment.
So moved. Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Preston?
Aye.
Mr. McCarthy?
Aye.
Mr. McBride?
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz?
Aye.
Mayor Kus?
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you.